Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Cartersville City Council to order. If you'll please rise for our invocation and pledge.
Let us pray. Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come and do the business of the city of Cartersville. And we ask that you would go before us and that you would lead and guide us in every decision. And it's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Drake, the roll, please.
Carrie Hodge, Ward 1. Here. Jay Stepp, Ward 2.
Here.
Carrie Roth, Ward 3.
Here.
Calvin Cooley, Ward 4.
Here.
Gary Fox, Ward 5.
Here.
Alyssa Cordell, Ward 6. Here.
Thank you, Julia. The first order of business is the approval of our council meeting minutes from our last meeting. I believe that was July 1st. If I'm not mistaken, it was July. It was. I was actually right for a change. Council, you've had these minutes well in advance, had an opportunity to review them. Now would be the time to make any edits to those minutes, and if there are none, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Minutes are approved unanimously. Council, I would kindly ask that we add 2 items to the agenda this evening. I'll need a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. 2 items added. Mr. Menino, we've got a couple of quitclaim deeds.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The first item is 331 North Gilmer Street. This is a standard procedure. Ms. Cola Jones owns said property. She participated in a CDBG program. With that, she has fulfilled her obligations to the city, and we're requesting that the lien be released that was placed on that property.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. And then one of the added items was yet another quitclaim deed.
Yes, that one was the standard first-time home buyers program that we usually see up here. That is a 5-year commitment with that. The property owner at 150 Old Mill Road, Unit 406, has fulfilled their obligation on that program. And they do have a closing, I believe, on Monday. So that's why you weren't able to get the information. We got it today. We're able to get it on the agenda and move it forward so they can go fulfill their closing obligations on Monday. With that, we do recommend the lien release on this particular property also.
Thank you. Questions for Randy on this? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Randy, since you're up, SU 26-09, please.
Thank you again. This property is located at 24 Pine Grove Road. The applicant has applied for a special use permit for an accessory dwelling unit or an accessory apartment to the rear of the property. With that, they did go through the Planning Commission public hearing. Planning Commission did recommend approval to allow said accessory structure in the rear yard.
Okay. And do you have any conditions with that?
Oh,
or-
staff had recommended conditions based on the data they had submitted with that, but the Planning Commission did recommend approval, and it did not include those conditions.
Okay. Thank you for that. Any questions for Randy at this time? Thank you, sir. At this time, I will open up a public hearing for SU 26-09 and ask anybody wishing to step forward to speak for or against to do so at this time. Would the applicant? Yes, please. And hello, and just anybody that comes up, stand comfortably, fine, happy you're here. Make sure, if you would, please give your name and your address so that our clerk can get that properly added into the minutes.
Sure. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I am the applicant that applied for this. My name is Marianne File, and I do live at 24 Pine Grove Road. We are looking to build a guest house in the back of our property to house our family as well as friends. And then when we don't have family and friends there, we would like to have the ability to be able to rent it out to recoup the costs from building it. Yeah. Do you want to add anything? This is my husband right here, too. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody on council have questions at this time? Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Mary Zingalis. I live at 630 Wildberry Trace in Swanee. And I do come often to visit my daughter, son-in-law, my granddaughter. And I'm 72, so it's an hour and a half ride for me to come up here. And I don't, of course, with age, you don't see as well at night. It makes it a lot easier for me to come and stay. I do live alone at home, so I like to come as often as I can. And her house is quite small, so it makes it a lot easier that way. I just had a hip replacement the 30th of December, my right hip, and I had to come and stay for a month, which was a little rough. I couldn't stay by myself. My bedrooms are all upstairs in my home. So it makes it a lot easier. And, you know, I know she always takes care. She took great care of me and her properties, and I support her. So
Thank you.
just wanted to let you know.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shirley Andrews, 36 Pine Grove Road, 2 doors down from the applicant. So I attended the zoning meeting, and it was 3-2 vote, but what I understand is that you're approving for the structure to be built as a guest house. And there was a condition that she has to live there, and that she was given permission to rent it. And so my concern is that if she sells the property, it becomes 2 rentals on the same property. And I'm also concerned that she will sell the property and turn it over. From a Facebook post, I can clearly see that she is an investor. She has other properties. This is routine of what she does, is to get a house and build a guest house and then rent both. So I just want to know that that's what the city is approving, that it is okay to have 2 rental properties on a single family dwelling. Because the zoning board said clearly that 2 other people on Pine Grove rent apartments on their facility, and that they do not monitor that there's no policing for it. So whatever you approve doesn't stay that way. And so I'm hoping that the city police doesn't act the same way as the zoning board and say, oh, these 2 people are selling drugs, so it's okay for you to sell drugs. So basically, they said, we don't monitor those people, we're not gonna monitor you, so they didn't put any restrictions on the ability for it to rent. I don't have a problem with renting, but I don't wanna see 2 Airbnb rentals on the same property.
Thank you. If you know of any drug dealers, our police chief is right there. I don't subscribe to the claim that we know where they are and don't do anything about it, but I appreciate your comments.
All right.
Mr. Meenan, I got a question for you relative to that thought that there could be the situation that was just brought up. Is there anything in the ordinance or any kind of condition that would preclude that from being the case?
The ordinance does require it to be owner occupied to have the rental in the rear. So if you approved it, it'd be basically just for this applicant. If it property does sell, a guest house is allowed by right. The rental apartment is what the special use is for. So a new owner would have to come in here and get approval for a special use for it to be rental as opposed to being a guest home.
So
With that,
let's just say
the
I
point
bought,
that it's not monitored, that is correct, unless we know that property sold and, you know, code enforcement or somebody else has to go out there. We may not know that it had changed hands. But typically, if there was a problem or issue, we would know.
gotcha. Thank you.
Another question, I know we had talked about this earlier in the work session, but you may not know the number, but I know that in the neighborhood, the sister subdivision to mine, there is the exact same situation. Owner occupied home with a cabin or a smaller house behind it that they rent out or live in, have guest house and Airbnb. But how many would you say in the city wide does that scenario exist?
There's probably several that existed prior to any ordinance being there that would be grandfathered or continuation of a non-conforming use. But over the years, we've probably had 10 or so in that general area for an accessory dwelling unit.
And I mean, there's probably several garage upper apartments that are in
Sure.
garages too, that would fall under similar
Yes.
stipulation, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Continuing on with SU 26-09, and anybody wishing to step forward and speak for or against may do so at this time.
Hello, Gail Cochran. I live at 38 Pine Grove Road, and I am against this. I have lived on that street in the same house for 43 years, and I know there are apartments on the other side of the road, but all the people on my side of the road, and I did not know that there was anybody living in rental upstairs or in people's backyards on my street. And like I say, I've lived there a long time, and I didn't know they were there. And I don't know why they're there. And we'll just let that happen. But they're gonna have to, from my understanding, I missed the zoning, I was out of town, that they're gonna have a sewer line built, they're gonna extend their driveway, they're gonna have separate utilities. I'm older than the mother-in-law, so, and if that's any swaying, and I don't think it is, but I think it's a really bad precedent to be setting for, I don't know if you know where that is, out
Very
there by
familiar
the
with it.
park, up there on Cherokee Circle, and I'm just cannot believe that more people aren't concerned about this, but I didn't know that this was happening anywhere in the city, and I'm just surprised that it is going on, that nobody has already said something and brought that up and stopped it. And I do not want to be next to that, so.
Okay, thank you. I can tell you with the
I was gonna just
proliferation,
say- yeah, I'm sorry.
I can say with the proliferation of Airbnbs and Verbos and things like that, the city, we will be looking at some way of register. They're supposed to be registered somewhere. Currently our city doesn't have a way of registering that, and that is one thing that we are looking at to make sure that we know specifically where these places are. So,
Yeah.
but this
I guess
is
that happens,
similar but
and-
different, but.
Yeah, but this is different. I mean, this is something permanent, and I'm not sure how, she said that she's gonna live there. I know she does not get homestead exemption yet. I don't know if this would be the first year that she would apply and get it. She bought the house, I think, in 2025, but, if old people that lived here for a long time make any difference in what goes on in the city of Cartersville, I am totally against it.
Thank you.
All right.
My name is Jefferson Taborda. I live on 24 Pine Grove Road. I do want to state, I feel like there is, several rentals and stuff in Cartersville. And I feel like, it does kind of help, the city, people are coming, people are, going to the businesses, the neighborhood businesses around here and, contributing to the community. We do live on site. We will not be building an external driveway. We already have an existing driveway there. We're just gonna extend some gravel like towards the back, so they have, more of a drivable place. But we're not gonna be building anything, that I feel like is going to be like a nuisance or, hindering anyone else around us. So just wanted to, state that.
Thank you.
And then everything is gonna be done by like code, to specs, to regulations. We're trying to get everything done by the book, and that, that is why we're here. We wanna get, permission and do everything the right way so we don't face any issues later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Miguel Gomez. I live in 22 Pine Grove Road, so Jeff and Marianne are my neighbors. Ever since they moved in, they've been great neighbors. I have nothing bad to say, but they're just outstanding citizens from what I've talked to them and their character. We've been at that house since 2008, so we've been there for a while. And I have no opposition. They communicated everything that they plan to do. They shared it with us. They've been great neighbors, so I just want to share that. That's mine.
Thank you, sir. We're continuing on with the public hearing for SU 26-09 and asking anybody who wishes to stand up and speak for or against to do so at this time. If you have other comments to add to the body of work, you're welcome to come back up.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, state, and I'm sorry, just for our clerk, make sure you state it again.
Gail Cochran. mine.
Thank you.
It's 38 Pine Grove Road. And I understand we don't live in an HOA, and I don't, was it you, Gary, that said something, no, Carrie, that said something about his sister living in a subdivision and something, is that out close to us on Pine Grove Road?
No, the sister subdivision, I live in Wellington, Deerfield. There are some homes that have the exact same thing in their backyard.
Were they approved, or they just took it on themselves to let somebody live in their basement?
That's a
or
great point that this young lady is coming to get approval who would
You
need
have
to,
to
but
go.
I don't know.
One other thing I just wanted to state too is that when we bought this home, we bought it so we wouldn't be in neighborhoods like Wellington, so we could build something. And when we bought it with land so we could have a special space to be able to build it. And that's why I bought it a year ago. And I know she referenced like properties, et cetera. The one other house we have, it was built in 1940, okay? It has a back house space. Because when we bought it, it was built like that. It was built right next to the railroad. It's right off of Gilmer. We're very transparent. You can Google our name here and where our other home is. It's nothing like this one. We're gonna be at this one for a while. So it's not like we're leaving. We're gonna just sell the house, buy and sell. That's not our point here. So I just wanted to clarify that as well.
Okay.
And we actually had, I know, need to face the council here too. But we have one of our other neighbors down the street where we own the Gilmer home just to come show up and talk about like how well we maintain it. And, we have him clean our gutters. We have him take care of our home. So we just had him show up because he's one of our neighbors at our other house too. So, and we do everything ourselves. Like my husband mentioned, like we do everything ourselves. We don't offshore to like management or anything. He cleans our houses every day. He's over there every day cleaning our house, and he has a full-time job. So we're just out here trying to make it for ourselves and, basically have somewhere for my mom for when she gets to that point, because again, she had a hip replacement in December, and, these older folks too will all be there one day. I'll be there one day too. So I just wanted to put that out there, but thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on SU 26-09 may do so at this time. Okay, well, with none stepping forward, I will close the public hearing for SU 26-09. A reminder, we will have a second reading, and then council will make a decision at our meeting on August the 6th. It's my wife's birthday. But we'll have another public hearing, and then turn it over to council for consideration at that time. Moving on to the next item. Hey, congratulations, Keith.
Thank you.
Chief Cloninger, you have the next item here.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We're here requesting approval to move forward with the purchase of three 2026 Tahoe four-wheel drives. These vehicles will be used to replace older vehicles in our fleet. The total cost of the three vehicles is $162,960.60. But we're also requesting the additional $25,000 per vehicle for the upfitting of those vehicles for equipment. So the total cost of the purchase will be $237,960.60. This is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Any questions for Chief on this item? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Solid Waste Division has identified a need for a hook lift truck for more efficient operations at solid waste and public works. We've recommended a Stellar hook lift mounted on a 2027 Ford F600 along with three 15-yard containers. It's an estimated build time of 90 to 120 days, so we would like to go ahead and request approval now to purchase this truck from Sansom Equipment through Sourcewell pricing at a contract amount of $159,505.20. This is a budgeted item to be paid through the solid waste capital funds.
Thank you. Any questions for Wade on this item? If there are none, motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Story.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The Electric Department is requesting approval to purchase a new pilot line wire machine to replace our existing 1993 machine. We received 2 bids and 1 no bids and deemed the offer from Sherman and Riley Incorporated to be the best based upon price. We're requesting authorization from council to purchase this unit from Sherman Riley for a total of $174,738.22. This is a budgeted item.
Thank you, Tim. Any questions on this item? If not, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Electric Department is requesting approval to purchase a new 22,000-pound capacity commercial forklift. All of the specifications meet our requirements as quoted via GSA contract. We're requesting authorization to purchase this item from Advanced Material Handling Systems via GSA contract in the amount of $149,654.31. This is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion.
To approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Last item for you, Tim.
Thank you, Mayor. The Electric Department is requesting approval to purchase 44 LED decorative heads and 48 16-foot decorative light poles for Silo Point subdivision. We received 1 bid from Gresco Utility Supply and 2 no bids. We're requesting authorization to purchase these light heads and poles from Gresco Utility Supply Incorporated in the amount of $47,700. This is a budgeted expense as well.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Story. Dan, you got the next item.
Yes, sir. It's a renewal of our annual membership with Northwest Georgia Regional Commission. Annual fee this year is $25,843. Recommended for your approval.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Good evening, Mr. Forsyth.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Yes, my first item is a replacement sewer jet truck. This is the smaller of our 2 jet trucks. The truck we have currently is a 2012 model, and it has been used extensively and is in need of replacement, which is why this is a budgeted item. We have Sourcewell pricing from JetVac Equipment Company for $336,015.46. It is a budgeted item. as I
Thank you.
mentioned.
Questions for Sydney on this? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Yes, sir. The next item is an automated flagger assistance device. And there's actually 2 of them. You see them nested together on the bottom right there. These are to essentially replace having 2 flagmen in traffic. This is controlled by 1 remote controller by a person who stands out of traffic. He can control them individually or together. We received quotes on this. The low bid from Ferguson Waterworks for $27,847.90. And that's actually the unit that the low bid price is.
I mentioned in the work session when my wife and I were out west last year, up and down the Pacific Coast Highway, these things were everywhere as they were doing work, and I do feel like there's a heightened sense of safety when, especially when you're working in a challenging area, even sometimes when you got flagged, you don't have much easement or space, and like you said, you're getting that person off the road and having a mechanized version of that. So I like this. Any other questions or comments? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Keep going there, Sydney.
Yes, sir. The next item is a proposed task order from Schweitzer Engineering to study and design the utility relocation, water and sewer utility relocation along Highway 411 between Peoples Valley Road and Old Canton Road, essentially right in front of the Savoy Museum, for $69,950. That's a not to exceed price.
Thank you.
It is
Any-
budgeted as well.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Yes, sir. Similarly, along Douthit Ferry Road, this is also a proposed task order for Schweitzer Engineering to relocate water and sewer facilities along that corridor for $93,000. That is also a not to exceed price and is a budgeted item.
I guess I should have asked this in the work session, but this is relative to the project, right?
Yes, sir, the widening, yes, sir.
And Schweitzer's just doing the engineering for the water and sewer, and it doesn't include any gas or electric? That's a different engineering?
Yep, city's
Okay.
jumping on this to get that process started for those
Gotcha.
guys.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Final one for you.
Yes, sir. This is the new sewer service agreement between the city of Cartersville and Bartow County. Bartow County, as you know, is a wholesale customer of the city of Cartersville. We provide approximately 80% of the sewage treatment capacity and conveyance capacity for Bartow County. The initial agreement was signed in 1978. It was a 40-year agreement which expired in 2018. We've worked since that time just about to have a new contract, and it was finally signed by the commissioner a couple of weeks ago. And this is a 30-year contract between the city and the county for sewer services. I highly recommend for your approval.
Highly recommend. Well, I'm going to highly commend you and Keith and everybody else that worked on getting us to this point. I also want to thank Lamont Kaiser and Peter Olson and Commissioner Taylor for diligently working to get us to this point where we get the easy part and get to say yes and sign a piece of paper. So, are there any other questions or comments? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations and thank you. Mr. Pabst.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight we have a partner location agreement with Tivity Health to make the Senior Aquatic Center a Silver Sneakers facility for our patrons. This agreement runs through June 30th of 2031. They reimburse $3 per person per day, up to $24 a month. And we're recommending approval of this pending the final contract passes city attorney and city manager review.
Thank you. Any questions for Eric on this? Thank you. A motion would need to include that phraseology. So if there's no discussion, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, subject to the review of the city attorney and city manager.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Mr. Lovell. You
Yes,
spent
Mayor.
all your winnings yet, or you?
Yeah, I've spent them all already, yeah. Yes, last meeting, y'all had the first reading of the noise ordinance amendment. Now, after discussion, you asked the chief and Mr. Menino to get together to come up with a higher or decibel level limit that they felt was more appropriate in the residential area. They have done so, so I believe staff recommends you approve the ordinance as amended.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? If there are none, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve
As amended?
as amended.
Second.
And a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. DeSanto, if you would handle the added item
Yes, sir.
before we get to the finance report. So thank you and good evening to you.
Good evening, yes, sir, and thank you. And I apologize for the added item. We were awaiting some final details from the county assessor's office in terms of advertisement. So this evening, I am asking for authorization to publish the notice of public hearing and date and time for our millage rate, which will be set August 20th. This advertisement shows a reduction in the millage rate from last year's rate that was set at 2.662 mils down to 2.162 mils, a half mil reduction, which I believe was a lot of the conversation we had earlier in the year, and want to make sure that that is the will of this mayor and council.
Thank you. Any questions? And just for clarification, as Mr. Lovell pointed out, this is not the setting of the millage rate. What we're approving tonight is this advertisement to go in that does say that we'll be reducing our millage rate this year by a half mil to 2.162.
2.162, and yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
and this advertisement will go in on Thursday, August 13th.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
And to be clear, this is greater than the rollback rate, so it's.
Correct.
If we went to the rollback rate, but we're actually reducing it, the last year's rate, so we're not going rollback rate. So
That is
just making
correct.
sure.
This is a millage reduction. The rollback rate was 2.577 mils.
Thank you.
Thank you for that nugget as well. Any other discussion? If there's none, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And now the finance report.
Yes, sir, and good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to present some highlights, and this is for our May 2026 financial report. So overall, our financial position remains stable and continues to reflect a planned, capital-intensive fiscal year. Our revenues and expenses across all funds are tracking in line with expectations for this point in the year, and our unrestricted cash position remains strong at over $178 million. In the general fund, our year-to-date net loss of about $13.4 million is driven primarily by our major capital investments. These include public safety equipment, the new recreation center, park expansions, construction of the new city hall, and design and engineering work for the police firing range. With these planned expenditures, the general fund revenues still remain healthy and show year-over-year growth in several areas, including our local option sales tax, building permits, franchise taxes, fines, interest earnings, and our recreational fees. Our water and sewer fund also reflects significant planned capital activity. Revenues increased over last year, which is supported by capacity fees and our interest earnings, while expenses rose due to our planned expenses for our water treatment plant expansion, as well as our wastewater plant design and expansion projects. Across our other enterprise funds, gas, electric, stormwater, solid waste, and fiber, performance remains strong. Each fund shows predictable fluctuations that are tied to our customer usage patterns, timing differences, and our routine capital needs. In total, the city has used about $47.7 million in reserves through May. This is well within our expectations, representing roughly 82% of the amount that we projected for the fiscal year, even though we're roughly 92% of the year completed. In summary, our financial performance remains solid, our cash position healthy, and current activity continues to reflect our large-scale capital investments that were planned for this in the upcoming fiscal year. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Anything to add?
Just kind of echo what Diana mentioned. If you recall, with last fiscal year, and of course this is through May, we had about 160 million cash reserves, or she mentioned a cash reserve about 172, even though it's capital intensive with our general fund, with our project group, with the new city hall, the recreation center, Hatfield Park. We're still doing better than we anticipated. We didn't use as much reserves as we anticipated, and the same thing with the water and sewer fund. So I commend Diane and her staff for keeping us in balance and moving us forward.
Well, she's just reporting the numbers. She didn't do that. I'm just kidding. That takes everybody at the city to do that, and so we appreciate every one of them. So, thank you. Any other questions or discussion on the finance report? Perfect. Thank you. Any other business to come before the city council this evening? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.